I remember the day that Misty was coming all the way from Montreal. I kept checking my phone while I was at work. It was nerve-wracking, but mostly just exciting to start this new journey with my little buddy.
Except that journey almost never happened. Misty was a senior dog who was stuck in a shelter in Montreal, Canada. She was sick with cancer and was given less than a year to live, a year that she'd most likely be spending alone in her shelter cell. See, as a senior dog who is sick, her odds of getting adopted were slim. But a foster-based rescue in Ontario by the name of Hanks Haven heard Misty's story and wanted to help. So they got in touch with Samantha, who was willing to be Misty's home for the rest of her days. But the problem was that Misty was in Montreal in a shelter, hundreds of miles away from Samantha and Hanks Haven. Now, if you've been following myself and Team Plover for a while now, you'll know that no problem is too big when we come together as a team. See, Hanks Haven got in contact with a group called the Freedom Drivers. They're a group that plans and organizes freedom rides for companion animals. And that's where I come in. I live in Toronto, Ontario, relatively close to Samantha and Hanks Haven, and I offered to drive all the way to Montreal to pick up Misty and bring her to Toronto. I thought this would be a relatively ordinary trip where I'd help a senior shelter dog get to a place where she could start her new life, but it ended up becoming so much more special than I ever could have imagined. My journey with Misty began on September 6th, 2019. I had packed a cooler with enough food to last me for 2 days, along with everything I need for my new furry friend, and I got in my mother's van and drove for 6 hours from Toronto to Montreal. Yes, I said my mother's van, okay? I was a young guy with nothing but a dream, and cars aren't cheap. I arrived in Montreal and settled down in an Airbnb I'd be staying at before meeting Misty in the morning. That Airbnb was the strangest place. It had nothing in it besides a bed and a microwave on top of a chair. And don't even get me started on the smell of that place. It made Rocky's farts smell like lavender. The next day, I woke up early and I went to go pick up Misty. Now, I've met a number of incredible dogs on my journey, but Misty was something special. From the moment I met Misty, I knew she had been loved dearly. She was one of the most affectionate dogs I'd ever helped bring on a freedom ride. Now, I found out that the reason why Misty was in the shelter in the first place was because her owner passed away and there was no one to care for her. In the blink of an eye, she lost her family, who I'm sure she loved with all her heart. She lost her home, she was sick with cancer, was stuck in a concrete cell, and it seemed as if she'd be spending the rest of her life there. But everything was changing for Misty, this time for the better. After a day of driving, I made it to Toronto and passed Misty off to another driver who took her on her final leg to Samantha.
Misty made herself right at home as soon as we got upstairs. When I got her, I gave her a treat and she just hopped right up on the couch like she had been there all week. All she really wanted was to be fed and cuddled. I did notice, however, that she would kind of cry or like howl every once in a while. And I think that she finally had the chance and the space to do some grieving because she lost her owner and then ended up in the shelter. And I'm sure, for anybody that's scary and traumatic. She had a grieving period and we got through it together.
Who's my good little baby?
She's been nothing but a bundle of joy. And now the only time that she howls is if somebody is singing or playing an instrument. And we're not sure if she's singing along or if she's telling everybody to shut up. Misty is definitely a ham. She's a big goofball like me. Even though she's 10 years old and she loves to play like a puppy, most of the time she's very laid back. All she wants to do is lay on the couch and cuddle. So every morning she'll roll on her back and kick her legs up in the air and make these little snorty noises like a little piggy. She's just a silly girl. Anytime we go out for a walk, she's got this happy ears and they just bounce like that. She is by far, I know I'm biased, but she's by far the best dog ever. And I couldn't ask for anything more.
Now you need to remember that this all happened back in 2019. At the time, Misty was given less than a year to live. Let's take a look at how things played out.
Come here, baby. Come on. She's doing great. She's definitely at a much healthier weight now. When I got her, I was told that she had maybe 6 months to a year, and it's been over a year, and she's got no signs of illness whatsoever. which is amazing. The amount of joy and laughter that Misty's brought into my life is incomparable to anything else. I think that as much as I've done for her, she's done so much more for me. Everybody should have a dog, in my opinion.
A world where every dog has a loving home and every home has a loving dog sounds like a world I'd like to live in, and we're on a mission to make that happen. Keep up with our journey to create a world where every pet has a loving home by hitting the subscribe button down below and turning on post notifications so that you never miss a video. Be sure to show your support to Misty and other dogs like her by leaving a like and comment. And if you would be so kind, please share this video with a friend or on social media to show the world that unwanted or overlooked shelter dogs like Misty can be amazing family members. Thank you for letting me share Misty's story with you. I'm Christian Marcello, the founder of Team Plover, and until every cage is empty, you'll see me again here on our YouTube channel.
And then what happens? And then what? Oh, goodness.
Right? Like, look at this space.